Welcome in, everyone. Ready to dive into a real classic today.
Always up for a good deep dive, especially with a classic.
We're tackling Row, Row, Row Your Boat. You know that childhood rhyme. Feels like it's been around forever, right?
Oh, absolutely. A true childhood staple.
But here's the thing. Get this. Our sources say the first written record of it, 1852. Can you believe that?
Really? 1852. It's amazing how these things lodge themselves in our collective memory as being ancient, but often have much more recent origins.
Right, like I thought it was, some centuries-old lullaby. 1852. It's wild.
It really speaks to the power of oral tradition, passed down through generations maybe before anyone ever wrote it down.
And get this, the tune, the one everyone knows, that wasn't even attached until 1881. Like, were there other Row Your Boat tunes floating around before that?
It really makes you wonder. And it highlights how even the simplest things, these cultural artifacts, they evolve, constantly being reshaped and reinterpreted. It's fascinating.
Okay, so reinterpretations. Let's talk about what those rowing lyrics mean. Because on the surface, pretty straightforward. Yeah, rowing along, enjoying the ride, life is but a dream. But is there more to it?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? And that line, life is but a dream, is where things get particularly interesting.
Right, because, is it just about enjoying the ride? Or is there something, I don't know, deeper there?
It could be about acceptance, going with the flow of life's currents, but it also hints at something else, the transient nature of existence, like a dream that fades when we wake up.
Whoa. Okay, so not just enjoying the ride, but recognizing that the ride is, fleeting? That's getting kind of deep for a children's rhyme.
Precisely. And this idea, this exploration of life's ephemeral nature, it's echoed in philosophy, literature. Think about Shakespeare, we are such stuff as dreams are made on. Or Heraclitus, no man ever steps in the same river twice.
Wow.
These profound concepts woven into a simple rhyme we share with children. It's pretty remarkable.
It really is. You hear that as a kid and it's just a catchy tune. But then, you think about it later. It makes you appreciate those hidden depths, things we take for granted.
Absolutely. A reminder that even the most commonplace cultural artifacts can hold profound meaning, connect us to these bigger questions about existence.
So we've got this seemingly simple rhyme, not so simple history, surprisingly deep meaning. Where do we even go from here?
Well, what happens when we look at how this rhyme has been adapted and reinterpreted across different contexts? That's where things get really interesting.
It's funny, when you think about how much this rhyme gets passed around, it makes sense that it wouldn't stay the same, right?
Exactly. It's almost inevitable.
Everyone's got their own little spin on row, row, row your boat.
And those variations, those unique interpretations, they're so telling. They offer a glimpse into how culture evolves and adapts,
Our sources mention this being a big thing in children's street culture, which makes total sense.
Oh, absolutely. The playground is like a cultural laboratory.
Right. Kids are the remix masters of these rhymes.
They take these existing forms, make them their own, inject humor, subversion, sometimes even social commentary. It's fascinating.
And it's not just kids either. It's I was reading that Row, Row, Row Your Boat has popped up everywhere. From Star Trek
way
to the Muppets. Talk about cultural reach.
It's amazing, a testament to its adaptability. It transcends age groups, contexts. I mean, there's something so universal about that simple rhyme.
Okay, I gotta know it's the Star Trek connection.
Well, in the original series, there's an episode where Spock gets infected by these strange spores, and he starts singing a variation on Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
Spock, get out of here.
It's true. It's a great moment. Speaks to how deeply ingrained this rhyme is in our collective consciousness.
Wow. Okay. So we've got kids on the playground. We've got Spock in space. What about those alternate verses? Our research mentioned some pretty entertaining ones.
Oh, yeah. There's something else. They range from the playfully absurd to, well, let's just say more colorful interpretations.
Oh, come on. Give us a good one.
All right. There's the classic. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream.
See, that's just good advice.
Right.
I mean, solid life lesson tucked into a children's rhyme.
Right. But it's interesting how that one little twist adds a touch of danger, A little splash of excitement to the original's kind of serene imagery.
Totally. It's suddenly there are stakes.
Exactly. And then there's this one, which always makes me chuckle. Row, row, row your boat underneath the stream. Ha, 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 ha. Fooled you. I'm a submarine.
Oh, I love that one. It's like those kids who are always flipping the script on the playground games. You think you know what's coming next, and bam, submarine.
Right. It subverts expectations, injects that humor, plays with the idea of hidden depths.
Speaking of hidden depths, or maybe not so hidden, there was this one from our research. Row, row, row your punt gently down the stream. Belts off, trousers down. Isn't life a scream?
Yeah, that one definitely takes a more irreverent turn, doesn't it?
You think. It's amazing how something originally intended for, like toddlers, can be repurposed.
Let's just say it shows how culture adapts. Those rhymes, they evolve with the times, reflecting the changing humor, the sensibilities of the people who keep them alive.
It's like this big, chaotic game of cultural telephone.
Right.
Each generation whispers their version, adds a little twist, passes it along.
Precisely. And that's what makes studying these seemingly simple rhymes so fascinating. They're like these little windows into the evolution of language, humor, even social norms. It's all there, hidden in plain sight.
I don't know about you, but I feel like we stepped into this tiny little rowboat expecting a quick trip down memory lane.
And instead we ended up, what, charting an entire ocean of cultural connections?
Exactly. It's amazing what you find when you start digging into these seemingly simple things.
That's the beauty of a good deep dive, right?
Absolutely. So next time you hear someone singing, row, row, row your boat, maybe you're at the park or a preschool or something.
Or just humming it to yourself at your desk, trying to get through the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It might not feel quite as simple as it used to, right?
It might spark a new thought, a different interpretation, maybe even just a smile at the memory of that crocodile lurking under the water.
Or that punk with the, we'll leave those images behind us. But seriously, this whole thing has me thinking, if my verse got added to row, row, row your boat, what would it even be?
It's a good question. What does row, row, row your boat mean to you? Is it about, like, accepting life's ups and downs, or maybe, I don't know, more like navigating some wild river of experience?
And what would your interpretation add to this? Like this surprisingly deep, surprisingly hilarious story of this children's rhyme, a rhyme that's been, like, captivating imaginations for generations.
It really makes you think about the power of these simple things, these shared experiences. They connect us to these bigger ideas, you know?
Absolutely. And it reminds us that culture, it's alive, constantly evolving. And we all have a hand in shaping it.
And who knows, maybe your unique take on row, row, row your boat, that'll be the one that echoes through generations to come, the one that ends up in a future deep dive.
I love it. All right, folks, until next time, keep those oars in the water, keep exploring those currents of knowledge, and remember, life might be but a dream, but let's make it a fascinating one.